I had high hopes for this show, which were mainly due to the fact that at least one episode was to be written by Stephen King, also because the show was being produced by Greg Nicotero. Nicotero, originally a special makeup artist who later became executive producer and special effects supervisor on the hit zombie apocalypse show, The Walking Dead, of which Nicotero had directed over 30 episodes of. So when it came to the announcement of him being showrunner on Creepshow the series, I felt positive and was looking forward to its arrival, but was it in vain? Unlike my retro reviews of Creepshow 1 and 2, where I talk briefly about each story and my thoughts on them, in this review I'll be giving a rounded view of all 12 segments and which one stood out for me. The stories are mostly an uneven bag, sadly. Majority of them either didn't grip me from the start or give me a satisfying conclusion, and as a knock-on effect I found it hard to care for some of the characters and their fate, also due to some of them not being appealing or sympathetic. For me there was only 4 of the 12 stories I found to be noteworthy. The first is titled The Man in the Suitcase. This is about a teenage boy who mistakenly picks up the wrong suitcase at the airport, then later finds a man folded and stuck in the suitcase, who if hurt produces gold from his mouth. This is a good little tale of greed and what can become of it. Next is The Companion, which is about a teenage boy who accidentally brings an old scarecrow to life. This one is fine and has a good little revenge narrative that serves up nicely by the end. Next we have Lydia Lane's Better Half. Trisha Helfer gives a solid performance as Lydia, who gets trapped in a lift with her dead lover, but things are far worse than she had feared. This is a bittersweet and fun little tale of a scorned dead lover. Finally we have Night of the Poor. Bruce Davison as the mortician is great and is the highlight of the segment. It has a nice twist that's refreshing too, which helped to keep my interest throughout. For me the narratives and endings of these particular stories felt more on par with the spirit of Creepshow, with their themes of revenge, being mindful of your actions, for there are always consequences. Of course the others try, but in my opinion don't really hit the mark. Some could have been longer to help character development, or to help flesh out a particular story's narrative more. The structure of 2 stories per episode is a good approach. Any more per episode would feel too long. There's an appealingly good list of talented actors involved, like Tobin Bell, Adrienne Barbeau, David Arquette, Jeffrey Combs, Bruce Davison and Trisha Helfer. The acting is fine for the most part, with some standout performances, but sadly there are a few wooden moments in some of the episodes, and there are times where some of the dialogue seems a bit forced to me and doesn't always flow. The special effects are mostly fine, but there are a number of times where some of the effects don't come across as well as others. This was a surprise to me considering the talents of special effects team K&B being involved, and with Greg Nicotero manning the helm. I like the creep, it's great to see him look like he did in the original film, unlike the ghoul-like creep we got in Creepshow 2, which I did also like, but more so here, especially for continuity. The production value of the show seems uneven. Some sets for certain episodes look more expensive than others. I understand that Shudder produces nowhere near the production value and overall quality like other streaming services do, like Netflix or Amazon, but at least keep the quality level consistent. What is consistent though is the look and feel of the show, even with what seems to me to be an uneven series overall. I cannot ignore the time and effort that has been given to keep the series in line with the original film. The makers are clearly lovers of the first and probably the second film, as well as the EC comics of the 50s. It's easy to see they have done their best using the bright, vivid and varied colour palette as the backdrops on pinnacle moments on the episodes. We also get nods to the original film here and there, and to Stephen King, which is always welcome. For example, the boy in the episode titled Grey Matter looks like Bill from the 2017 adaptation of It, and just happens to wear a yellow raincoat like Georgie in It. Both of these can only be seen as a blatant tribute to Stephen King. So guys, for me Creepshow Season 1 has its highlights, but was found to be mostly disappointing, which to be honest is a big shame. I believe the show could get better with time, with generally better scripts and a boost in the budget department. I have watched the first episode of Season 2, and I like what I've seen so far, but there's one episode less this time round which could be regarded as a concern. But at the same time the last story runs over the full 40 odd minutes of episode 5, which I'm looking forward to. But I will leave it there, like the rest of Season 2, for a future review. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed my review of Creepshow Season 1. If you like what you've seen, please feel free to check out my other reviews. Many thanks guys, take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you next time.